The topic of this presentation is FamilySearch Genealogies. We will review the 7 databases in genealogies. When you open FamilySearch.org, this page is representative of what you will see. When you click on the Search tab, a drop-down menu will show 6 different options. First, I will occasionally refer to the Research Wiki in this presentation, and I want to highlight how to navigate to that great resource. It is the last of 6 in the list under the Search tab. When you click on Genealogies, it will take you to this screen. You can see it's a fairly standard search screen where you can search by name and also add life events or relationships to the search fields. On the right side of the screen are the 7 different databases that may be searched in genealogies. When you do a search, there are 4 main databases that will probably return hits for most people, and I will briefly describe each of the 4. The first one, Pedigreed Resource File, is a collection of user-submitted genealogies. It shows individuals' names, family relationships, dates, places of birth, marriage, and death. Also, there are no merges, corrections, or additions that are made to the genealogies submitted to this file. One nice feature is that you can upload a GEDCOM as a way to preserve your research. However, if it contains information about living people, you must either have their permission to submit the information or remove information about living people before you upload the GEDCOM. There are a few other conditions which you should review on the Research Wiki. The Ancestral File is a computerized collection of genealogies that links families into pedigrees. It contains information for about 40 million people from throughout the world. It shows individuals' names, family relationships, dates, and places of birth, marriage, and death. Ancestral File was created from thousands of user-submitted pedigree charts, family group sheets, and GEDCOM files. These submissions were then merged to reduce duplication and eliminate duplication, supposedly. However, you can see that there were many chances for errors in this process. There are no notes or sources, and FamilySearch did not check accuracy of any submission. The third database is the International Genealogical Index, or the IGI. It was created by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints from submissions of the members of that church. It was first published in 1973 and continued to grow through December 2008, a period of over 35 years. It contains several hundred million entries, each recording one event, such as a birth, a baptism or christening, marriage, or death. So you can see that if you find a person in this database, you will probably find at least 4 copies of them with a different one for each event. Information came from indexed church records and also from user-submitted genealogies. The fourth database is called Partner Trees, and these are submitted, curated, and expanded by users of various partner software applications and websites that integrate with FamilySearch. As I mentioned before, these 4 databases will return the most hits from a search done in this screen. The last 3 databases are ones that I will now review. The first one is the Guild of One Name Studies. This is a charitable organization that was founded in 1979 in Britain, and has members all over the world. A one-name study is a project researching facts about a surname and people who have held it, as opposed to a particular pedigree. The Guild of One-Name Studies may also have DNA projects that will be helpful to people. I will show a bit more about this in a minute when I go to the internet. Community trees is an effort to gather and publish genealogy for a whole town or a community. They are from specific time periods and geographic localities. The information also includes supporting sources. Each community tree is a searchable database with views of individuals, families, ancestors, and descendants. Again, I will show more about this in a minute when I go onto the internet. Oral genealogies are spoken genealogies from throughout the world, especially where there are few or no written records. Oral genealogies may be the only records available for research. Check with the Research Wiki for specific countries where oral histories have been done. These would mostly be with native peoples, such as those in Africa, Pacific Islands, and Australia. There are over 500 links. The one problem I had is I looked up an oral history by a person in Tonga, and then I used that name and put it in the search fields in genealogies, and I got no results. So I would recommend that if you are going to do searches in the oral genealogies, go to the Research Wiki page on oral histories, look for something specific for your area, and search for people or families that you may be connected to. As a note, there are also some of these oral genealogies that list LDS early families, so it may be worth checking out. Always refer to the Research Wiki for specific information about these three databases. This will help you in your search. Now I'm going to go online to learn a bit more about the last three databases. I have now gone to the internet and I want to show you the last three databases, how you would access them. The first one is on FamilySearch Research Wiki, the Guild of One-Name Studies. When I click Go, it sends me to this page. I can click on One-Name Studies or various other links, which I've already done, and I'm going directly here to show you their homepage. I'm going to put in a surname of Kemp and do a search. And this brings us to this page, which gives us a website, a DNA website, and other information. When I go to this website, which I'm doing by tab, we have this nice website that the person is maintaining with all the information about the research. So this is the type of information that you could expect to find from the Guild of One-Name Studies if you happen to have a name that someone has researched and registered. The next subject is the community trees. So I've typed that in the Research Wiki. I click Go, and I click on this second listing here. And this shows me the Community Trees project. It gives me information, and it also gives me an extensive list. You can see this list here on the left. What I would like to do is scroll down to show you the extensive list of projects that people in communities have put together and that are now on FamilySearch. If you happen to be from one of the communities or your relatives do, you have a great resource. I'm going to go fairly quickly. We have some in England and a few different places, Europe, Polynesia, Iceland, India, Ireland, Italy. Jewish families, there are extensive collections here. One of the most impressive is from Norway. If you happen to have relatives from any of these clerical districts in Norway, I think you have hit a jackpot. Don't get dizzy as I scroll, but you can see it's very, very extensive. We also have some from the Pacific Islands, Scotland, and some from the United States and Wales. These are very selective information, such as Oregon, Hood River. But if you happen to connect to any of these places, such as Cokeville, Wyoming, or Star Valley, Wyoming, you can find extensive information here on the Community Trees Project. The last one I'm going to mention are the oral histories. And I'm going to, just for demonstration, click on the Register of Tongan Oral Histories. Although these are extensive in certain locations in Africa, you can look on the Research Wiki to find the great wealth of oral histories that exist. So clicking on the Register of Tongan Oral Histories will bring us to this list. You can see that these have been indexed and, of course, are organized alphabetically. And as you scroll through these, you can see the list of names and all of the information that is available. These have been transcribed and are a wealth of information if you need research in these areas. So again, those are the last categories that I wanted to cover on the genealogy section of Family Search. I appreciate your time and thanks for watching.